Evening YouTube. Now I've just got home from work and this box has been delivered today, so I found this in my porch as I got home, and it is a Rank RX-250A, so it's a little receiver. It's badged up that it's made by Rank, but it's not really, it's a Rotel. I know that because I have got a Rank RX-150A that used to belong to my missus's granddad, and we use it in our kitchen. It's a really nice little receiver, and that's a Rank RX-150A, but really that's a Rotel RX-150A. So the same with this one, although this is a Rank, really this is a Rotel. It's exactly the same as the Rotel version, they are identical. So this is another one that has come from the computer, and this one has come from the British Heart Foundation, which is like a charity shop in the UK. And it does look like it's survived okay in the post, because the box doesn't look damaged or anything. And it does look like it's been put in a really big box for the size of this receiver, because it's not a very big receiver and that box is massive, so it should have a lot of protection in there with it. So hopefully this one has turned up without taking any damage, and it looks as good as it did in the photos on the listing I bought it off, because it did look in nice condition, this one. That is why I went after it. It's all complete, there is no knobs missing off it or anything like that, and it looked in really nice condition. And because I really like the little Rotel RX-150A that I use in my kitchen, I thought it'd be good to get a slightly bigger model. And I think this is 2 up in the range from that one, because they do a 200A as well. So you'd get the 150A, then a 200A, and then this one being the 250A. So I've just put the camera onto the tripod, and we'll open this up and see what I've actually bought. See what condition it's turned up in, and see if it's as nice as what it looked in the photos. Now this is another one that does need repair, because on the listing it is just sold as seen, in need of repair, does not power up. So this is another one that does not turn on or do anything, so it will need repairing on the channel, this one. But hopefully, with a bit of luck, there is not too much wrong with this little Rank receiver, and hopefully it'll be a nice easy fix. But with this one, even if it ends up needing a few little parts for it, it will not be hard to get parts for this little Rotel, because a real lot of these were sold. So it has been nicely protected, this one, with a load of that brown paper on the top of it, and then it has got a load of bubble wrap round it. And it has got some more bits in the box there protecting it, so it was well protected, this one, at the sides and everything. And I did actually open the box upside down. I got this receiver out bottom first. So let's get the last bit of the bubble wrap off of it, and let's see what I've actually got here. And it has got a nice old-fashioned plug on it there. I like them when they come with an original old-fashioned plug on them, because them plugs are better quality than any new plug. So let me just stand it up on its side, because this bubble wrap's been wrapped right round it, so it'll be easier to take off like this. And yeah, look at it, looks really nice, this old Rank receiver. That's what I'm saying. When I see this one on the computer, although it wasn't working, it just looked in really good condition, and it was all complete with no knobs or buttons missing off the front of it. and now it is here sitting on the table. It does look really good, this Rotel. That cabinet looks fantastic on it, and I can't see any scratches or anything on the faceplate. It just looks a little bit dirty, so this Rotel will clean up really nice. So I'll just get the camera and we'll get you in there and have a better look at the front of my new Rank Audio RX-250A receiver. And I did have a little look up about this one, and from what I could find out, this receiver is from 1972. But when I tried to look up what power it was, I was getting different answers on different websites. Some of them said it was 12 watts per channel, some of them said it was 16 watts per channel, and some said it was 20, so I don't really know which one of them is correct with this little Rotel. And I did have to laugh at what the Google AI said, because according to Google AI, this little receiver is 200 watts per channel. So I think Google AI got it a bit wrong with this one. So if you do know exactly what power this receiver is, can you let me know, please? So let's get in and have a look at the buttons and the pot, see what they all feel like. On off felt good, them buttons feel good, the speaker ones. Loudness button feels nice, tape monitor, that feels good. All them buttons feel nice, look, they all lock in nice, they all release nice, so they all feel good. So let's feel the bass pot, yeah, that feels nice enough, the bass pot. Let's feel the treble. Feels a tiny little bit stiff, that treble pot, but not much. Balance pot, yeah, that feels nice. Yeah, feels fine, balance pot. And the volume, yeah, the volume feels nice, so they all feel good so far. Selector, yeah, that feels nice, like it's working properly. Nice click when you change it. And the tuning wheel, yeah, that feels like it's working nice, the tuning wheel. So all the buttons and switches on the front of this Rotel feel nice. So as you can see there on that label, this Rotel is made in Taiwan. And back in the 70s, a lot of this hi-fi equipment was made in Taiwan. And I am looking forward to getting this one working and seeing what it sounds like, because I do think this could have a decent sound to it for the price of one of these, because even in full working condition, this is not an expensive receiver. Now, I haven't had this model before, but I've had the bigger ones. I've had a 400A and an RX-600A, and both of them are really good sounding receivers. So this 250 might be a really good sounding receiver, especially for the money that you can pick one of these up for. Like I said, this one is not working, so I've got this one really cheap. But even if it was all working, it would not have made much money. This really is a cheap little bargain receiver. So I've just put the camera down for a second and I've turned it round and I'll show you the back of it. So as you can see, it has got a little outlet socket on the back, only one. It's got 3 fuses on the back of it, and the speaker connections do go into the 2-pin DIN plugs. You can see there, it's got 2 speaker fuses on it, so that is like a protection for your speakers. So you've got the switch there, which is normal or quadra sound. And I think that basically just means 2 speakers or 4 speakers. It is not a quadraphonic amplifier, that is something different. So you can see there it's got phono, auxiliary and tape. and they are the 5-pin DIN connectors, and then you've got your bits to connect the aerial. So it's got enough connections on the back of it, this one. And I think if you put it into that Quadro sound, it will run 4 speakers at the same time, this little rank receiver. So it does look in nice enough condition round the back. There is nothing damaged on the back there. That is in nice original condition, this old Rotel. So I'll just put the camera back down and I'll turn it round, and I've got my tape measure so I'll show you exactly how big it is. And as I'm picking it up there, it has got a little bit of weight to it, this receiver. It's not really heavy, but it has got a little bit of weight to it for its size. So it should have some nice parts in it, this little receiver. It's not going to be one of them ones where you open it up and it's got nothing in it. It's too heavy to be one of them. So I've just got my tape measure and I'll show you how big it is. So you can see there the width of it is about 16 3/4 inches. It's not very deep, it's only about 9 3/4 inches deep. So let's see what the height of it is, and that is just under 5.5 inches tall. So it's quite big, this receiver. It's quite tall, it's quite wide, it's just not very deep, which isn't a bad thing, because if you've got like a little sideboard or something like that and it's not that deep, little receiver like this will fit on it fine, whereas a lot of the others, when they are deeper, you need something really big and really deep to take them, because remember, you need all your connections and that round the back, so you have to bring them away from the wall. So some of them big ones, if you're going to put them on a sideboard or something, they need something massive to go on, whereas something like this will kind of go on most units, and it'll still give you that good look that we all like once all the face is lit up and all that, because it's quite wide, so it'll look the part without taking up a ton of room, this one. And I'll show you what I mean, because sitting beside it on the table, I've got a Kenwood KR2120 and a Pioneer SX434, which are both decent sized, good looking receivers. So if I stand this Rotel on top of them, you'll see what I mean, because it is as big as these and it looks as good as these. It looks like a nice big receiver without having the depth to it. So there you are, from the front. Look, it is as wide as both of them and as tall. And come on, let's be honest, it does look as good as them two from the front. I like this rank RX-250A. I think it's a really good looking receiver, and it will look really good once all the bulbs are working in the front and it all lights up nice and green. This old rank receiver's gonna look really good. So if it has got the sound to back up its good looks, then I do think this is one of the bargains in the vintage hi-fi world, this little rank receiver, because like I said, one of these does not make a lot of money and it does look good, so if it has the sound to back that up, then it definitely is one of the bargains in the world of vintage hi-fi. Now it might not have that great sound, this one, because I've never had this model before. There, I'll show you the back there quickly. You can see how deep this is compared to them other two. It's well narrower. Yeah, so don't rush out and buy one of these, because I don't know what this is going to sound like. I'm just assuming it will have a decent sound to it, because the other Rotels I've had in this range have all been nice sounding receivers. But there is always the chance that this RX-250 is the exception and it doesn't sound that good, and that is why it does not make much money. So before I really can recommend this as one of the vintage bargains in the hi-fi world, I will need to open this up on the other channel and go right through it and get this little rank receiver working, and then I shall get it back on this channel and go right through it to see what it sounds like. And if at the end of the day this receiver has got a decent sound to it, then this will be one that I definitely will recommend as a little vintage bargain receiver, because they don't make a lot of money, these little rank receivers or the Rotel versions of them. They really don't. So if this one has got a decent sound to it, then this really is a proper bargain in the world of vintage hi-fi. But only time will tell on that one, because like I said, I've never heard one of these, so I need to get this one working first and put it through its paces and do some serious listening to it. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.